Welcome to the Politics News Wolf US channel. Russian leader of Vladimir Putin's condition is getting worse. Putin's illness has been on the agenda for a long time, but this condition is said to have worsened. Is the 70-year-old leader suffering from an illness that could force him to? What is the source of the rumors? What is Putin's illness? Let's analyze answers to all these questions together. First of all, Vladimir Putin's busy life is triggering his illness. Putin has been working at an extremely busy pace since his university years. At the beginning of his university years, Putin became a member of the KGB, Russia's intelligence system, and started to receive heavy trainings created for spots. These trainings could last for months, especially martial arts training was very difficult. Putin pushed his body very hard in the trainings he received from a young. It is even publicly known that Putin contracted pneumonia in the KGB camp and then developed problems in his lungs due to pneumonia. There were rumors in the Russian press that Putin's pneumonia had progressed to the point and it could lead to death. A great struggle was waged by doctors to save Putin in Russia. The death of one of the KGB agents during training could have caused a crisis in the country. For this reason, doctors intensified the treatment and tried to cure Putin by giving him a lot of medication. It is said that Putin's body was damaged because of drugs he was taking. Vladimir Putin is still interested in the martial arts. He learned during his KGB training is interesting in judo and boxing at a professional level. During his sports, Putin was repeatedly exposed to fractures as a result of the blows he received to his body. It is known that many athletes who are interested in boxing, which Putin is interested in, it's at professional level, suffer from Parkinson's disease after aging. On the other hand, it is a known fact that Putin also has Parkinson's symptoms. It is seen that Putin's hands tremble a lot and in some meetings his left arm contracts and he cannot move it for long periods of time. It was even called on camera that he had bruising on his left hand. During one of his speeches, it is said that Vladimir Putin trying to finish his speech quickly. We might be able to control to the movement of his hands if Parkinson's disease. There are rumors that the doctors monitoring Putin are saying that the disease is progressing day by day. Putin's hands are a highly talked about subject in the press. Russian leader of Vladimir Putin is set to use a surprising method for this issue. It is known that many of the important people in the world use stunt. The person who uses the most doubles is Russian leader Putin. He elderly uses a stunt double in some of his meetings to hide the tremors and changes in his hands. When the experts examined what was said, it was determined that the times when Putin used stunts most frequently in his videos were his meetings with the public. Experts who analyze the videos of him waving to his supporters at public meetings say that Vladimir Putin uses close to 10 stomp doubles in his hand gestures. Putin. His illnesses are not only related to his hands, the Russian leader cannot keep his feet under control. Again, the difficulties seen in Putin's videos, especially the difficulties we had while descending the stairs, the images that resonated in the Russian, is often brought to the agenda because of the oddities in the way he sits in meetings and his ability to control his legs. It is also rumored that Putin, who constantly shakes his legs, may have restless legs syndrome. Doctors state that if restless leg syndrome, which can lead to loss of control in the nervous system progresses, Putin may be paralyzed. Putin does not leave his doctors with him on his trips due to his little illnesses. On the other hand, he has recently cancelled many meetings. It is also said that Putin, who is often said to be deteriorating, is receiving treat. Russian President Vladimir Putin, who cancelled the traditional year-end press conference head of for the last 10 years, continues to attract attention. The Kremlin administration does not accept that Vladimir Putin is sick. What is the reason for hiding Putin's illnesses? First of all, in all countries around the world, heads of state are of wish to report their health to their. If the health problems of the head of the state make him unfit to leave the country, he must be removed from office. Putin does not want to give up his presidency because of his health problems. On the other hand, Putin's nervous nature is also expressed by many of his relatives. It is reported in the press that he has many nervous breakdowns while making decisions and that he cannot control his anger during most. In the Russian press, rumors have been circulating for a long time that Pu had a nervous breakdown after many decisions. Let's remember the past. In the war with Ukraine, Putin was unable to control his anger and ordered the Russian army to launch missiles without even knowing the ing. The uncoordinated missile launch resulted in the destruction of Ukraine's air defense system, and Putin, his anger alleged to the destruction of millions of dollars worth of missiles for Russia. But there is another fact: Putin is hiding his illness, not only because he wants to continue as head of state. Putin has a policy of admiration that he tries to create in his people because of his narcissistic personality. He's focused on looking. That the fact that he censures negative news about himself in the press proves this. Creating the image of a strong head of the state is very important for Putin. This is a method that narcissistic people use a lot. He thinks that if the Russian people find out that Putin is sick, the solid image and reputation he has built with his own hands will be destroyed. On the other hand, it is remarkable that our Kremlin says there is no problem with Bud. The 70-year-old Russian leader should be treated according to doctors. It is very possible that Putin could have a stroke due to his observed illnesses. Why doesn't Putin accept treatment despite his illnesses? According to Putin, accepting treatment means accepting the disease. Putin, who needs to stay in a hospital for a long time for treatment, would have to resign as he's unable to perform his duties during. But one of Putin's biggest fears is that he has committed many crimes that he will be tried for after he leaves office. After more than 20 years at the helm of the Russian state, Putin could face huge penalties for committing many war crimes recently. Fearing these punishments and trials, Putin does not want to step down from the presidency. On the other hand, Putin may die in office due to his agent. The event of Putin Russian law requires a new presidential election within 3 months. In this 3-month period, the fierce political rivalry in Russia could take many lives. The struggle for power is likely to cause a lot of trouble even after Putin's step. Another scenario is that the Russian army will also seize the power in order to manage the process post. Putin scenarios show that there will be very bad times for. It is a matter of curiosity how the options in the post-Putin election will affect the war between Ukraine and Russia. Putin is the main source of criticism in his own country. Putin's opponents in Russia do not approve in the invasion of Ukraine. In the event of Putin's travel of debt, it seems that the Russian government will withdraw from Ukraine. For this to happen, the elections in Russia must take place in a democratic. It is very difficult to hold democratic elections in this flow. Vladimir Putin's health condition is important not only for Russia, but for the whole world. Putin's health condition is being followed all over the world. Intelligence organizations are writing reports on Putin's health problems. It is obvious that if Putin dies, global balances will change. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to our channel to update you with daily information.